Welcome back to another episode of Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas, and we're super excited. This is episode 3 on our leadership panel series, focusing on peak hour leadership. And we started off episode 1 with before the shift. We talked about all the awesome things we do to make sure we're prepared. Episode 2, we talked about during the shift and what we did to motivate and keep people really pulling in the same direction that we needed to go. And now it's time to talk about after the shift. We are here with our amazing panel. We've got Jackie, Catalina, Shay, and Cassidy. Say, what up? What up? Very nicely done. And we're going to jump right into it. This episode 3 is how winners debrief. Yeah, well, the shift's over. Labor's at 19.5% rally. Fist bump. Have a good day. That's what I do to debrief. There we go. Let's get the words right, Nick. Is that what we do? What's your reset routine immediately after a rush?
Doing like another shift huddle. Just going over like what went well and what can we do better for next time. Also, maybe rechecking your stock, making sure you're all stocked up for the next rush.
Also that, I would say like cleanliness as well. I'm a big believer that people can't operate in messy environments. So immediately after rush is over, make sure we go ahead and just recheck our areas and clean up after ourselves so then we're prepped for when we have to do that again.
Just kind of what Shay said and Jackie said, just really owning in on what went well on those shifts and what could be better next time. And then, like you guys said, just stocking and cleaning. I think those are the biggest opportunities, but also just checking in on your people and asking them how they think the shift went. So that way you can coach to the needs that they're seeing, or you can say, well, that could have been an opportunity, but we should maybe focus on this a little bit more, and that'll actually fix that problem that you're seeing.
I say, sometimes when, depends on how the shift goes, if you prepare, during the shift, you're making sure the people is like in position, like after the shift, it's like, okay, now you guys can move, you guys can go to the bathroom, you guys can go get something to drink. Now you can go and see how your stuff, are left, like lettuce, tomato, or anything that you guys need, like kind of like now you can move, you can breathe, but it's and it's at the same time, depends how the shift go. If it's, I know some of the restaurant has the kitchen manager, so you can go directly to them, and tell them specific, if it's something went wrong. So you had that conversation with the manager and see, it could be better if you didn't move this person, if you didn't take this decision, or just try to have a feedback, to the manager. If don't have a manager, like just go overall with your team, try to tell them, guys, we missed these seconds, but we can do better next time. So just try to motivate them, after, and like I said, let them move, go to get drink or go to the bathroom, or just feel more, calm after the shift.
Good. And during last week's episode, during the shift, you guys talked a lot about setting targets and motivating. Is that a good time for you guys to kind of give them those results and kind of see where they're at?
100%. Like just going to each area and saying, all right, guys, this was what our drive-through times were. Our goal was this, we hit this, and then you go into whether it was a good shift or not. Because sometimes we have those great shifts that everything went well. And then sometimes we have those shifts that are a little bit more complicated and a little bit slower than usual. And I think everyone appreciates honest feedback. If you want to fix things in the store, you need to have that honesty with your people.
And that's very important to mention, to communicate the results every hour, for adjust, as needed for anything happens. So that your team knows that you're communicating to them. And then by the end of the day, if you did it, like celebrate, hey guys, we did it, or, but with that communication, it's super cool, to get, because it's not like I'm running the shift. It's not my success. It's everybody's as the team.
What's one thing you always check when that rush is over? Like right away you check it.
It's usually stock for me because that's usually what we're going through first. I really truly believe like cleanliness should be as you go type of thing. Yeah, there's going to be things that you need to deep clean afterwards, or say, your orange juice machine exploded or something like that. Like certain things need to be handled kind of right away. And I think that's more so a cleanliness standpoint. Afterwards, I think it's, you check on your stock, you check on your people, and then you could just go over your results after that. Like, did my voice score go up this shift or did it go down? Did we have good day for OP? Did we have a terrible day for KVS? Like, it's just kind of finding where you need to kind of focus at. But I think the very first thing my eyes see is what we need to get stocked and ready to go for the next shift.
Also, to jump into that, I would say, especially because it's peak hours, the first thing I check is, okay, what breaks do we need after? Because after we accomplish that peak, okay, now this is our time to go ahead and start wrapping up our shift and start getting moving with any breaks. So then for the next peak, then we're ready as well.
I say the stock too, because obviously we prepare before the shift, but like I say, it depends on the rush, how big it was. So we might need something, but it's gonna be the only way that you can catch up, for anything that you're still missing, because cleanliness is important too. But it's very important if you get a good training to them. You're gonna be in this area like making fries, and every time all the fries go to the floor. But if you try to find during those time busy, to just sweep every time you can, or during the beverage specialist area, if they messing up in the table, if they wipe it out they don't have to wait into the end of the shift to keep it clean. If you communicate to them, they're very important to keep the areas clean, so you don't have to wait until the end of the shift to clean everything. But definitely I can say the stock, to make sure we're ready for the next busy time that we will have it.
One of the things that I check is like also labor, kind of what Jackie was saying, because if labor's high, like, hey, what breaks do we need? And if we finish the stock, the cleanliness is there, who can I cut to help that labor if everything is already done?
It's good. I really like how you guys hit really three things: taking care of our people by getting their breaks, also by making sure that they're stocked for the next shift, which is really awesome. We're taking care of the business as well. I thought I had a third one, but I guess not. Well, taking care of others, and then taking care of our people, and then making sure that we take care of the business by looking at the labor and things like that. How do we coach? Like, I'm tired, boss, leader. I'm tired. Like, sometimes there's, let's not lie. Sometimes there's crappy shifts. Right? Nick, you were not that good in the kitchen. You're at 92nd, KVS. How do we coach and give Nick feedback even when it was a bad shift and I'm tired?
One of the examples can be, let's say for some reason you have to put someone in a bad mood, but they're not happy about it to be all the time there, but that you had that conversation, please help me, you're gonna be here just to pick out, it's only 2 hours, 3 hours, and I promise you I train you after, and then if you do that, after the peak hour, then you know what, you see, thank you, good job, like you help us, it was a great shift. And then you can because you can split functions as needed if it's something going wrong, or you can do it to support them because they want to be moved from the position. So this when you can like ask somebody else, can you help me in the back? So that person can be moved from the position, and you make them like that you promise something to them, so they still keep your word and they happy, because next time when you put them there, I'll do it. It's gonna be like 3 hours or 4 hours because Catalina is gonna move me, if I feel uncomfortable, that I don't want to be there, because otherwise they're gonna be like not being their job like 100%, like, oh, I don't want to be here, but okay, I have to, like, so try to supporting them and what they need to support the team.
I would say when it comes to motivation, it's more about how you say it versus what you say. And I think a good framework to use is like the compliment sandwich, giving them something to be positive about, but then also sneaking in, hey, this is what we could potentially work on for the future, is a great way to keep them motivated, but also give some good feedback as well.
100% agree with Jackie on that. Like the compliment sandwich, I put that in my notes as well. And just like coaching with empathy, you know what I mean? Be understanding what other people are going through. Not everybody lives the same life that you live. And some people need a little bit more support than others. And some people can just take your honesty as its word, you know what I mean? But it's like you said, it's how you approach certain situations. It's okay to be honest, but it's okay to also be empathetic in your honesty as well.
Yeah, how do we recognize the team in a way that actually sticks instead of just a, hey guys, good job today?
I think that kind of leads back into the rewards like we were talking about too, is the Bucefera family has a wonderful like reward system. So even if they didn't make their times, but somebody was being like your A player, your all-star, it's okay to still reward them. Even if the store as a whole didn't make the goal, but this one person specifically was, reward them on their hard work. And I think that goes a very long way too.
What are some other ways that we can reward our team for a job well done?
We normally do offer drinks, because when they normally get their meal, they got the soda, they had the normal regular drinks, and then when they do a great job, so I suggest the leader to offer them. Oh, now they can get a new drink, they can get a frappe now, they can get a smoothie, or some of the drinks, and they're happy to have those because then they not normally have those, they allowed to have those drinks, and they're happy to have them.
Sometimes when like let's say we have a call off and somebody comes in and covers the whole shift, and I normally either give them like rewards points, or if we are not getting our free meals, I'll offer like a free meal in there, like, hey, since you came in on your off day, you can get a free meal up to $12. And that, a lot of them really seem to like that because they're hungry, when they're working all day. So
It's not always about getting something, right? And somebody said it's not how you say it. It's not what you say, how you say it. Now, what about like, hey, I job well done. What about going back and just really connecting with them and give them that like pat on the back, but not like a pat on the back. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Nick, you did a really good job. You want to know what you did so well? You did this when I wanted you to do this, and this is what you got out of it. Is that something that we're comfortable in the restaurant doing? Do we do that quite often? Or is it typically, hey, I'll give you a Sunday for being extra smiley?
No, sorry.
No, you go.
I am a very big believer in saying please, thank you, and I appreciate you. Like, it is one of my biggest things. And if you ask any of my managers, I probably say it to them at least 12 times a day. But it's honestly truthful. Like, I am going to say please when I need something. I'm going to say thank you after you do whatever I need you to done. And if you go above and beyond for me, like, I'm going to make sure you know that I appreciate everything that you're doing to not only make the team successful, but me successful as well. Because I can't do the jobs I need to get done without having people that I can truly appreciate,
Yeah, I think when we really connect with our people and tell them that, hey, Nick, you did a really awesome job at this. And we take that time, maybe it's 20 seconds, maybe it's 30 seconds, maybe it's a minute to tell them how much we appreciate them. It goes a long, long, long way. So often when I'm in restaurants, I hear, people yell back to the kitchen, hey, good job in that rush. And it's like, what did we do good on? Like, tell us. We want to know. We want to be excited about what you're excited about. So I think going back during the shift, having those targets, talking about those targets, celebrating when we kill it, still celebrating when we don't kill it, because we want to make sure we find those good moments. It's super, super important. This is a fun one. What's a lesson you learned from a bad rush that changed your routine forever?
You never know when somebody unexpected is going to walk in. I think that's where my mind led to. I remember my very first time running a shift when EcoSure walked through the door, and I wasn't a GM. I wasn't an assistant. Like, I was just a floor supervisor. And I was like, how the heck am I going to do this? Like, what am I supposed to do? And I remember just being like, there's so many fries on the ground right now. I'm going to fail just because the fries are on the ground. You know what I mean? But I think the lesson that I learned in all of that is when I'm feeling nervous and showing my nervousness, or if I'm feeling angry and showing my anger or anything like that, everybody else is going to feed in that too. So as long as I'm staying positive, my team's going to stay positive. And then, our customers are going to see like, oh, they're actually having a great day. We're waiting maybe a little bit longer than usual, but like, they look like they're having a great time while they're working today. And, I think customers appreciate seeing that type of thing. So I think it's just, not always wearing your heart on your sleeve when you're running shift. It's okay to be a human being and have emotions, but just know that your emotions lead into everyone else inside the store, including customers and crew.
So it's kind of the same for me. What she says is about I'm working for McDonald's for 28 years. So I know those visits is gonna come every time, and we always know that we have to be prepared for it. And then I just kind of have avoid already the feeling that we always have, like we scared about that they're gonna show up. Like right now, it's okay, they can come anytime. So how I did that, I tried to make the routines, on the store, so everybody knows they can come anytime. So we need to be prepared for that. So when they come, it's very important that you have that, the communication to your team. So because I don't have to be in the store if they come. So what's gonna happen if they come when I'm not in the store? So with those, routines that you going through the store every time that you walk in, checking the times, the store clean, make sure everybody knows how to do food safety, just the routines in place, and you have the mentality that your store is ready for any visit, like a daily basis, like it's ready, like it's that feeling that you feel like it's okay. Sometimes I feel the store is so like important, like asking like, oh, what is Echo Shore? Where's not coming today? We're ready. The store is clean, and we feel like it's smooth, like ready for. And that's funny because I give that motivation to them. Like, you see how the store is right now. So I hope we have a visit right now. So I hope it's not coming when we're not. But that's why we prepare every single time, every single day, for to be ready, and just try to avoid that feeling like that we're scared if they coming. Let's be prepared every day, like as daily routine.
I think for me, I like to like do the model, like there's always like a light at the end of the tunnel. So creating that stressful environment for your employees isn't going to create a better outcome. So I think, to keep them motivated, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, guys, we got through this, we did this. So again, just remembering that your crew doesn't want you to fail either. Everyone's trying their best. So just remember that everyone's putting their best foot forward as well.
How do we give good coaching when things don't go well?
I had in the store a routine that is being, like after 2 o'clock, the peak hour it's done. So they kind of have the store that I work in right now is like a high volume. So we normally do 2 times prep. So they normally do before the second prep at 2 o'clock, and I'm starting getting seeing those snack times like or three, like reading, like if it's another rush during that time. And sometimes the orders are like so behind in the kitchen because someone is doing prep, trying to see how I can change that routine. And I did it. So I talked to the manager in the kitchen, and then I explain her why, because all the time we have a big rush. Depends. I think it's a school around the high school, and those kids come like around 2:30 to 3:30. So I told her, like, what about if I make sure that you have enough product until 4 o'clock, and you change your routine the 2 o'clock to the 4 o'clock. It's right before the dinner peak hour. So. That's what we did. So the time's going well. And one time she had someone, she did it again. Like it was weird, and we was waiting for food. We were parking the cars, and I know because she was doing that. Though after the rush, I talked to her and I say, "What happened? I mean, we already spoke about this. So what take you to take the decision to do that again?" And she say, "Because we ran out. We didn't have any onions, so they didn't prepare before." And then I told her, "Oh, that's fine, but you didn't communicate to the shift lead." So we can make adjustments, so we can maybe send you someone from the service because you're gonna be missing person, so you're not gonna be like, having closing the second side, or helping, supporting. They say yeah, and then she said yeah, but that was it was my bad, I didn't communicate. So, but that feedback for her is like, but you understand why, I telling you, like, that's, you just need to communicate, and we can support, we can fix the people around, and we can avoid all these parking, people waiting for. But it's because you just took the decision to send someone to do prep, because you only need onions, you don't need to. But she was doing the whole thing, she was lettuce and tomatoes and everything. You just need onions, so you can just get like less than 5 minutes to just put the onions on the table and go back and be in position. But it's kind of the communication that you can have after, to just give it that constructive, feedback to that person.
I would also say that as leaders, we tend to assume and forget to put ourselves back in the shoes of a crew person. We've all been there day one. A lot of the restaurant industry is made up of younger staff, so this is like their first job. So it's important to take a step back, put yourselves in them shoes, and then ask them, hey, where are the areas that you're struggling in? So then you can better understand how to coach them as well.
And going off of that, like asking, hey, is there anything I can do to make your workplace better, to help you succeed?
Yeah, I agree with Shay on that. Just asking them what you can do to support them to have them be better. Because obviously, like, if the coaching isn't working and you giving them the tools and the opportunity to fix the things that they need to get fixed, but if you're still not seeing the return, that last step I do is, how can I support you to get you to this point? Because if we can't get you to this point, then I don't think that you're going to be a very good fit for the team. And just like I said earlier, honesty is the best policy, and it's all how you approach that conversation. Certain people you could be more honest with, other people you need to be a little bit more empathetic with.
One of the big common themes I heard from all of us on the panel was, after the shift, is the reflection piece. You guys, as awesome leaders, you always looked inward and said, hey, did I do everything that I should have done for my team? Which I think is really, really cool. And it's not always about crushing the targets or making sure we're training everybody, but it's also to reflect on what we're going to do to make our team better tomorrow, and through your leadership, which I think really, really is important. Because at the end of the day, if we're not making ourselves better every shift that we run, what are we doing for our teams as we move forward? It's been awesome. These last 3 episodes have been really cool. Once again, we talked about before the shift, during the shift, and after the shift. And I'm just curious, like, if you were to give one nugget to the next leader in our company, or just leader in general, what would that one nugget be?
I think just having confidence in yourself and the decisions you make, and just being okay to fail a few times just to make sure you get it right the last time.
Yeah, I would say definitely looking like inward, and working as a team, and recognizing that it's not just you, it's everyone else in the team as well, and trying to help them succeed.
Just be confident for them, be a great supporter, be for your team, be always able to support them. Just be a listener all the time.
I would say we work in like a people-facing industry, so always using emotional intelligence when you're making decisions is highly important as a leader.
Well, it's been an amazing last 3 weeks, actually, in 3 episodes. Really, thanks to the panel. Round of applause for all 4 of you. Yay, awesome job. Well, thanks again for being on the panel. We're looking forward to seeing you all back in the restaurants, and maybe having you back on the BX3 sometime very soon. Maybe just one-on-one with Eric Jaworski, our vice president, or maybe with myself, or with Riley if he's going to decide to come back on the side of the camera. So once again, thank you for everything. And as always,
Listen, learn, lead.
Thanks for joining us on Buns, Burgers, and Big Ideas. We hope today's episode inspired fresh ideas for your leadership journey. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and keep learning with us as we continue to explore leadership in the QSR world. Until next time, take care and lead well.